Micah Parsons announces on social media today he wants to be traded. Parsons is frustrated with the lack of progress in contract extension talks. With baseball's trade deadline now in the rear view, ESPN's David Schoenfield says watch out for the Padres.
They had holes in left field, at DH, at catcher. They filled all of those, so their offense, which was terrible at the bottom of the lineup, is now much better. Look, no sure thing they can catch the Dodgers. They're going to get to October. And I tell you, nobody is going to want to play in the Padres, no doubt.
David Schoenfield on Clinton and Friends. Mariners reliever Trent Thornton worried he might have an Achilles injury after moving to field a ground ball Thursday night against the Rangers. He's having an MRI today. Wrigley Field in Chicago will host baseball's All-Star Game for the fourth time in 2027. That announcement today from Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, who said the two men shook hands talking about Phillies first baseman Bryce Harper after their confrontation last week.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike. Miss any of the show this week? Well, just download the podcast and catch up on the wild week, and make sure you tune in Monday beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
With all.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
The love you need.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Mike T, it's the off season. It's a Saturday. You're at home by yourself. No one's there. It's quiet. You can do anything that you want to do. How many candles are you lighting, and what's the go-to scent?
Wow. I didn't think we were going to go there in mid-July.
Me neither.
I want to go with the Yankee candle scent that you used where we violated multiple fire laws at the old Seaport studio. So whatever you had, I'm in on that.
I didn't know you couldn't light candles in the studio. My very first time in the studio ever. I brought about 2 or 3 candles. I lit those bad boys. So every time we had people coming in, it was like, oh my gosh. The ambiance. It's nice in here. It smells good. Next thing you know, we get an email from the up top people.
Yep.
You cannot burn candles in the studio. It is a fire hazard.
The room actually smelled really good.
It did.
This is Freddie and Harry.
You know what day it is. It's Love Friday Day. That's what day it is, and the best show on your radio when it comes to Freddie and Harry. He is Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman, presented by Progressive Insurance. And we are here on the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80. Don't forget about us on TuneIn and tell that smart speaker. They'll play ESPN Radio. Now, Washington, D.C. has approved the Commanders' plans to build a $3.8 billion stadium at the site of RFK Stadium. DC Supply has to provide $1 billion toward the project. The Commanders are due to fund at least $2.7 billion. That's not even topic one in Washington, D.C. The big topic, Terry McLaurin, their star wide receiver, wanting out, requesting a trade from the Washington Commanders. Adam Schefter, ESPN senior NFL insider. Why?
He has not received the contract he has wanted. The two sides have not made any type of meaningful progress. And while he awaits a new deal, he's lost confidence that he can get it from Washington. And so a team that is awash in good vibes now has its first negative story, a controversy that hangs over this franchise. It's popular, respected, talented wide receiver Terry McLaurin now has asked to be traded. Now, the Commanders have had no interest in moving on from Terry McLaurin, but I know there have been other teams that have been monitoring the situation, waiting to see if the circumstances change. Now that McLaurin has requested a trade, we'll see if that does anything to loosen Washington's grip on him. But up until now, the Commanders have had zero interest in moving on from McLaurin. He's shaking it up. He's now requested a trade.
So let's go inside Washington, D.C. and get the words of J.P. Finley, NBC Sports Washington reporter, also a host on 106.7 The Fan in that great city. Hit him on the social at J.P. Finley, NBCS. So, J.P., you know it. You heard Adam Schefter had to say. How's this been landing with Terry McLaurin wanting to be traded from the Washington Commanders, especially given what he has given to this organization?
Yeah, this is a really tough situation down here. Fans are really upset. You know, Terry's been here for 6 seasons, and 5 of them have been pretty terrible. And yet he has produced on the field. He's been great off the field. He's kind of been the face of the franchise through some really dark times until Jaden Daniels showed up and really changed everything. And this just, a lot of people just say pay him what it costs. The problem is it's really hard to come up with the right comp for Terry, who turns 30 in September. He's been super productive. There's no real reason to expect his production to decrease. But at the same time, do you want to be guaranteeing cash into a season where somebody's going to be turning 32, maybe even 33? It's really complicated. And I think both sides kind of dug in early on, and then the communication really suffered. And now, this has hit a really ugly point with a player that the organization would never want to hit an ugly point. But at the same time, in the NFL, a lot of guys ask for trades that end up re-signing right where they are. And I mean, just this offseason, T. Higgins, Myles Garrett, very famously, had to leave Cleveland, and then he re-signed with the Browns, about 6 weeks later. So there's still runway for Washington and Terry to get this thing done. But it has gotten uglier than I think anybody would have wanted it to.
JP, let me ask you this. When you look at the Washington Commanders, first question I would ask, do you feel like they're Super Bowl contenders without Terry McLaurin?
Probably not, honestly. I think this is a playoff team with or without Terry. I think when you have a star quarterback, and I think Jayden Daniels is a star quarterback, you're in the conversation for the playoffs every season. But if you look at last year, the success they had, think back to that upset divisional win in Detroit, and it was McLaurin that took a little screen pass 50 yards to the house and just outran everybody on the Lions defense. Terry scored 3 touchdowns in the playoffs last year, was really good, had a touchdown in the first. Washington hadn't won a playoff game in about 20 years, and Terry had a touchdown in that wild card opener at Tampa. I think Jayden Daniels elevates the floor of this team to a playoff level, and they've made a lot of other, moves. I think bringing in Tunsil, bringing in Debo defensively, I think they got a lot bigger on their defensive front in an effort to be better against the run. So I think you've got a playoff team without Terry, but I think their ceiling gets hurt without a guy that, last season, McLaurin had 13 regular season touchdowns. That broke a long-standing franchise receiving touchdown record. Terry's a big deal.
Yeah, for me, being a former wide receiver and understanding what leadership means, when I look at a guy like Terry McLaurin, who's played with quarterbacks such as Sam Howell, Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz, Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, and now you have a guy that's the future of your team in Jayden Daniels. And when I look at the wide receiver room, and I don't see anyone else who can be a true number one wide receiver like Terry McLaurin, with all that being said, what is your gut feeling when it comes to the contract and Terry McLaurin? Do you feel like this will get done, or do you feel like you can lean more towards it getting to the ugly side of things?
I still think it gets done. I still think it makes the most sense for Terry to be here, and the organization needs him. To your point, if you look at the Commanders' receiving group without Terry, Debo looks fantastic. Whatever talk there is of him being out of shape or anything, none of that has shown up. I've been at every practice. He looks great, and he's got a great rapport with Jayden already. After that, though, the only receivers that I feel like you could kind of count on going into the season would be Noah Brown, who's been around. He's an NFL veteran, but he's got a long track record of injuries. And then this rookie, this fourth rounder, this kid Jalen Lane out of Virginia Tech, has been impressive so far in camp. But can you count on a fourth-round rookie going into the season? Everybody else in camp, and you've got a couple vets, Chris Moore, KJ Osborne, some young guys, Luke McCaffrey. It's been inconsistent from the rest of this receiving group. And, if you put Terry out there and then all of a sudden it's Terry and Debo and Noah Brown, it looks really good because you've got Zach Ertz has been fantastic here in Washington, Eckler, Brian Robinson. They got pieces. But when you take Terry away, that's a big hole.
JP Finley, NBC Sports Washington reporter, also host on 106.7 The Fan in the city of Washington, D.C., joining us here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. I find it really, really weird when you look at the NFC East and teams imploding. The Giants looking like the Giants. You have Terry McLaurin requesting a trade from the Washington Commanders, and Micah Parsons today requesting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. What are your thoughts on all this going on outside of Philadelphia, JP, in the NFC East?
Well, not only, all this going on inside the division. Oh, by the way, the team that seems to be in perfect harmony in this training camp is the defending Super Bowl champion. So it's almost like that delta gets even larger with the Eagles when you got this infighting. But, I mean, you guys know this. Trade requests this time of year, contract beef this time of year is not abnormal in the NFL.
Yep.
Maybe this Dallas thing has gotten a little more severe than anyone expected. You know, David Mulugheta is a really widely respected agent. Like, he's one of the best agents in the NFL. Why Jerry can't call him is beyond me. The DC thing is more remarkable because Terry doesn't seem like a dude that would go down this path, and you would never think Washington would allow it to go down this path. I think as long as both sides can compromise a bit here, you know, Schefter had the comment the other day that he believes Terry wants considerably more than the DK Metcalf deal. For that to happen means Terry becomes a top 3 paid receiver in the NFL, and I can't imagine there's many people that think that should be the case when you've got Jefferson and Chase kind of driving that bus. But I also, you know, I think one of the biggest holdups here is I wonder if the McLaurin side of this is caught up in AAV, in the average annual value of these contracts, where the concern should be on the guarantee side. I think the fully guaranteed money in DK's deal is $60 million at signing. I think Washington can get to a $60 million fully guarantee without that much trouble. If you give Terry an extension that's got 2 fully guaranteed years at, you know, call it 27.5, and you get to 55 guaranteed, and then you convert some of this year to guaranteed, you could probably get him to 63 fully guaranteed. And we're talking about a third contract for a dude that's about to turn 30. Doesn't that get you to the table and get you back on the field? So I just think, I just don't think AAV should drive the bus in contract talks, where AAV on non-guaranteed deals can be distorted so heavily to make a contract look like it has more value than it does. Worry about the guarantees. Worry about the money you know is going to be in the bank account. You just got married. Probably going to have a family soon. Like, get the most guarantees you can. Focus on that and let the noise of average of how you rank per year, let that go elsewhere.
JP, great stuff. Last thing I want to ask you before we let you go, I want to move to the defensive side of the ball. This team stopping the run, they were 30th. What have you seen out there in practice? And, you know, I know Dan Quinn is a damn good defensive coach. I know Joe Witt personally. He was at Louisville when I was there as well as a secondary coach. He is a great coach, especially on the defensive side. What have you seen from a schematic standpoint that can allow them to be better versus the run, as we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles, a divisional rival in the NFC Championship game, rush for 7 touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, if you know Joe, you know he's a fiery guy, man. I love watching that guy coach. They intentionally got a lot bigger on the defensive front. And if you go back and watch, I mean, Saquon torched them. He torched the whole league, but he torched them. You said, I mean, the NFC Championship game was a runaway. Turnovers didn't help by the Washington side. But they lost a guy like Dante Fowler, who was a double-digit sack guy. He was a good pass rusher, but he was a negative in the run game. And they got significantly larger. Dietrich Wise is just a pro from New England that knows how to play the edge against the run. Javon Kinlaw, I know folks weren't thrilled with the year he put together with the Jets last year. If you go back and watch the tape, I thought Kinlaw was actually really good. Played in all 17 games. That Jets team was kind of bad. They didn't have a lot of leads. Tough for a defensive lineman to really stand out in those kind of games. They've gotten larger in an effort, I think, specifically to go after Philly and at least be able to compete against that Philly offensive line, which is probably the best in the NFL. Brought in a guy like Eddie Goldman. I mean, there is very much a focus in their offseason plans to beef up their defensive front, and they've done it. And, you know, last year when they signed Frankie Luvu, they said, we believe this is an ascending player that will come here and make a difference for us, and he did. They've said the same things about Kinlaw. If he can have the type of season they're hoping for, they think he could be a big difference maker against the run. And then, you know, you bring Von Miller in to kind of be a pass rush specialist. He's, you know, been in the league a long time, but I think that dude can still get to the quarterback.
Hey, JP, great stuff, my friend. Enjoy the weekend and keep us updated. We'll talk to you soon. Always appreciate you.
Hey, Freddie, I used to listen to your show when I worked at Digital Desk at night, driving home, man. I really appreciate being on with you.
We really appreciate that and the kind words as well. Great stuff by J.P. Finley, now an FOFH friend of Freddie and Harry, as an NBC Sports Washington reporter. Also, check him out when he is on 106.7 The Fan in that city. Hit him on the socials at J.P. Finley, NBCS. With Harry Douglas, I'm Freddie Coleman. Love Friday keeps rolling on here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. Big news of the day, Micah Parsons. And it was only 3 pages on social media, but it felt like 300. But at the end of it, he's requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. One of our favorites is Miss Beverly in Birmingham. Like me, Dallas Cowboys fan. I know Miss B in Birmingham's got something to say about Micah Parsons wanting out of Dallas. Miss Beverly, hit it.
What are we doing? What are we doing? It's Love Friday. I'm trying to get my house clean and listen to some Love Friday, get my body tight right.
Friday.
And I got to stop and address this right here. Shannon want to be in the transfer portal. Me, Wolf, Crumb Snatcher, we trying to take our talents elsewhere. Now here come Michael Parsons. This is foolery. This is tomfoolery that I got to stop my Love Friday and deal with something like this. This is a sideshow, people. All this is a sideshow. Jerry does this. You get to a certain age, you should say, damn, I'm tired of playing these games. Stop playing these games because who get hurt? The fans. The fans have to deal with this. And the young people who ain't even been in the trenches as long as me and you, Freddie, they don't even understand. But this is stuff that Dallas does. This is what they do. This is who they are. And we have to deal with this. And it's sick. It's like, why not pay the man? But it's just like, the guy who said, well, I make my money, I drive a nice car. You can't compare that because you can't stop a man from getting his money. You can't. You can't speak on somebody else's purse. You cannot do that. And he deserved every penny, but Jared wants to play these games, and he should get to a point where it's just like, what are we doing?
Miss Beverly, I'll be honest with you.
Old for this.
When I heard this news today, the first 2 people that I thought about, seriously, ask Shannon, ask Freddie Coleman. You was the first person I thought about, and then Freddie was the second person I thought about.
But you know what? I kept calling, and if Shannon would have got me on this radio, he would not be invited to no more cookouts. You hear me? He would have not been invited to any more cookouts. Transfer portal looking for a new family member because I would have been left his butt in the dust. I told him, I said, boy, I called him 62 times. If you wouldn't have got me on this line today, you would have been in the transfer portal looking for a new family member.
Put it this way, that would have gone from a fan transfer portal scene to a crime scene if Beverly had her way regarding Shannon.
I love Miss Beverly.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. One more from Brian in Illinois. Brian, Micah Parsons requesting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. We don't believe it's going to happen, but Brian, what do you say?
I tell you what, guys. First off, big fan of the show. I love this conversation. I love you guys. I listen every day.
Thank you.
I try to call in every day, but man, it is difficult to get through. So many people want to talk to y'all, and I love that. I personally, listening to the conversation with all 3 of the players, between the Commanders, the Bengals, and now Micah Parsons, all asking for trades, I really think he's the only one who has a legitimate reason to stick to his guns, because it's about respect. It's not about the money, because he went in and he tried to make a handshake deal. I've been in business and management my whole life. I've made 1,000 handshake deals. You still have to have the attorneys come in, the agents come in, work out the paperwork, and refusing to talk to the agent after the fact is just bad business. It shows a lack of respect. Why would he want to play for them after being shown that disrespect? Like, how good would he want to play for them? And honestly, to the comment about just sitting out, pretending that you have an injury, getting through the season on my shoulder hurts, then you're no better than Jerry Jones. Like, who's going to finally stand up to him and win by sticking to their guns and showing him that this clown show is not how you do business, man?
Well, I would honestly say that's how you hurt Jerry. Because if you're away from the team, number one, he can fine you. You're still under contract. But if I go into that facility and I'm there, oh, man, I got to see the trainers again. Dog it, I was stretching, and I tweaked something.
Because they can't prove it. The Jones boys.
You want to know my logic, what it has always been, Freddie Coleman?
What's that?
Another human being that's not in my body will never, ever, ever tell me how the hell my body feels. The day I allow that is the day you put me in the grave. You are not going to tell me how my body feels when I've been in it for 40 years. Nope, not over here.
Well, put it this way. We've seen the body of the Dallas Cowboys the last 35 years, and it has been bad body. It's been bad body language. It's been bad body results. Maybe, just maybe, Micah Parsons could be that one to say, I'm a superstar player, but I'm tired of this ish messing with me, my reputation, and my money. With Harry Douglas, hit him on the socials at HDouglas83. I'm Freddie Coleman. Hit me on the socials at Coleman ESPN. Thanks for joining us on Love Friday, Freddie and Harry, and always appreciate you, especially keep rolling in about Micah Parsons wanting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Can't wait to hear from you at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. And the Dallas Cowboys will not make this list when it comes to me. Top 5 Super Bowl contenders. They may not make this list in 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. Keep adding on years if you want to. But who are those 5 teams? Those 5 teams that are the best of the best that can win a chip. Keep it here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio.
First of all, I love bringing this to the public.
The Rich Eisen Show.
NFC North, top to bottom. You could say this is the best this division has ever been.
Rich Eisen returns September 2nd to ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hi, Randy Graham here with Curtis Orchard. We are open for the season. Your apple donuts are ready, so come out now. We also made improvements like an expanded Land of Oz area with new games, more mazes, and a new shade pavilion. Our gift shop has more to offer than ever before, so come out and see the full selection. Of course, we still have your favorites like peaches, apples, produce, fritters, pies, cider, preserves, and popcorn. There's something here to make everyone smile. Visit CurtisOrchard.com or follow on Facebook.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. All right, it's Tim Onstadt. What about Gale Ferrex Trucking? What do I need to know?
We're busy. There is kind of an alarming trend in the trucking industry right now with freight rates being a little bit depressed. but our drivers are still doing good. That we have insurance for that with their $1,200 gross minimum weekly guarantee, so we make it put the pressure back on us to make your living. I've got one spot open for a driver, maybe one opening up with a retirement here in about a month and a half, but I'm ready for somebody. If you want to get on the list or want to make plans a month and a half out, definitely give me a holler and come and see me. Phone number is 765-793-7131, and then hit 4 with the auto attendant to get directly to my office.
And that's Gale Ferrex Trucking, home on weekends, $1,200 minimum a week. You can make some money if you're hungry. You can go out and make some money. Tim, we're rooting for you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Talk to you soon. Tim Onstadt, Gale Ferrex Trucking, dedicated diesel pitmaster extraordinaire. What's going on at OSF Healthcare, JT?
So OSF, and really over the last, I'd say 2 or 3 years, of analyzing the services that we're offering, what the need was for this community, Champaign-Urbana. Some of the services that we offer just not having a high demand for, but one in particular that stood out to us was behavioral health. It's such an underserved patient population. Most communities, most hospitals are closing behavioral health services, and so we have really leaned into the decision to expand our behavioral health capabilities here. And so that's what we're doing. We have a huge need for specialty services in Danville. So we'll, over the next 3 to 6 months, we'll have some specialists, surgeons, cardiology, pulmonology that shift to that Sacred Heart campus in Danville, and then working through a huge expansion of behavioral health services here in Urbana. It's about a $13 million project to add 2 more floors. Ultimately, we'll have 40 inpatient beds for behavioral health.
JT Barnhart, President and CEO of OSF Healthcare. Diane, what's that website?
OSFHealthcare.org.
In New York.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons posts on social media today he wants to be traded. This year is the last season of his rookie contract, and with talks bogged down on a possible extension, Parsons says he no longer wants to play for the Cowboys. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Commanders wideout Terry McLaurin, who's been trying to get a contract extension, is now asking to be traded. ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum believes McLaurin won't be packing a bag anytime soon.
The reality is, it's like, Terry, like, you're a Commander. Like, you're under contract, and we're really hoping to give you more money. And if it's not enough, play it out. But you're not going anywhere.
Mike Tannenbaum on Unsportsmanlike. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield missed today's practice with a sore right hand. He is day-to-day. Jets defensive end Quinnen Williams missed practice today. He'll be out up to 2 weeks with a left calf strain. Jets coach Aaron Glenn calls it precautionary. ESPN's Shams Charania reports free agent guard Johnny Juzang will sign a 1-year deal with the Timberwolves after playing his first 3 seasons for the Jazz.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
I just want to see you. Must be Santa Ria. I just want to re-up. I don't need a pre-up. Haters want to be us. Girls want to be us. Looking so good. Finna get these in his feet up.
He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. It is Love Friday time, known as Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance. Always thanks to you joining us on Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us on TuneIn and tell that smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. Keep weighing in about Micah Parsons. Will he get his wish to be traded from the Dallas Cowboys at 888-729-3776? And on the socials, like Jesse Nelson, Harry Douglas says, Freddie and Harry, with all this Micah talk, what are the chances a win-now team actually goes for him? If so, what are we thinking? 3 first-rounders? What if this is actually the trade threat that takes a different turn?
So 2 teams that I immediately had in mind, number one was the Detroit Lions. You look at a team that was 23rd in sacks last season, and Aiden Hutchinson, who only played in 5 games for them last year, Freddie, still led them with 7.5 sacks for the entire season. That's one team. The second team I would think of is the Buffalo Bills. Can you think about a guy like Micah Parsons being on the defensive line of the Buffalo Bills with some of the things that they've already added. It would also extremely help out that secondary who, if we all remember correctly, was one of the downfalls in their AFC Championship game last year versus Patrick Mahomes. Your defensive line and your secondary, they go hand in hand. So two teams immediately, I'm talking about Super Bowl contending wise, is the Detroit Lions #1 and the Buffalo Bills.
Vic says on the socials at Coleman ESPN and H. Douglas 83, Michael will leave after the season, and I won't be surprised that he'll go to Philadelphia. Closer to home and prove a point twice year to Jerry on why he should have re-signed Micah Parsons.
So remember, folks, you got to be mindful of this. He can't just leave, right? Because he's a first-round draft pick, and you have the franchise tag that you can franchise players. So Micah Parsons can't become a free agent just because he wants to. They can franchise tag him for 2 more seasons, next year and the year after. That's also something that probably could be thought of when it comes to paying him and making him the highest paid, non-quarterback in the league, is that you have that luxury of franchising a player, not once, but twice. That's why I want them to get rid of the second franchise tag.
Well, they're not going to because it benefits the owners. And
1,000%.
The owners are going to make sure that power structure is going to keep them up here and the players down here. But Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL Insider, not too long ago, about 20 minutes ago on NFL Live on ESPN, answering the question, will the Cowboys actually trade Micah Parsons and give him his wish?
I've been trying to think of the last time that Jerry Jones traded a Pro Bowl caliber player away, and I cannot think of any. Now, there are comps out there. If you look at the time that the Raiders traded Khalil Mack to the Bears right before the season began in September for a couple of first-round picks and other compensation. That would be the closest comp. But Jerry Jones wants to win now. He's not looking to win in the future. He's not looking for future draft picks. And his history suggests that he won't be willing to make a trade here. Now, again, we have yet to hear from the Dallas Cowboys on how they feel about this particular situation. It's one thing to actually make the request. It's another to see it come to fruition. Could it happen? Yes. Every other team would love to acquire any one of these players. But for it to actually happen takes an awful lot because you've got to satisfy the player with his contract and the team that is trading him away.
So that's the part right there, the last part that Adam Schefter just touched on. We have to remember, not only are you trading for Michael Parsons, but you have to make him the highest non-quarterback in NFL history. So with that being said, let's get to the compensation part of this, Freddie Coleman. When you look at, is it 2 first-round picks? Is it 3 first-round picks? Well, let me tell you this. If I'm a team and I'm sitting up there as the big dog in those rooms, you're asking me to give you 3 first-round picks, and I got to pay him $43 million a year? You can skip down the park on your own.
Right.
I give you 2 first-round draft picks. And then make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. But I don't know about 3.
Yeah, I don't even think someone's going to part with 2, no matter how great he is, mainly because of everything you said and the financial considerations that'll be on top of that. Which leads to, all you got to do is pay attention to Uncle Freddie. He ain't going nowhere. The Cowboys ain't going to trade him. They're going to come together with a lot of money between both of them, and everybody's going to feel better 34 days from now when the Cowboys take on the Eagles to kick off 2025 NFL. Edward, Easy Ed in North Carolina, 888-729-3776. Micah Parsons requesting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Harry and I believe he will not get what he wants. Edward, what say you?
First of all, let me say, Freddie and Harry, love you, fellas. Love you.
Much love back. Thank you.
I have to say he'll probably get it. But I want to comment on what a savvy businessman Jerry Jones is, because where else can you have a lackluster, less than championship product, but still be able to afford the most expensive players out there? The Cowboys are notorious for paying the most for positions and yet don't produce a good product. Anybody else who produces a sorry product, we don't talk about them. So props to Jerry for having such a successful brand business, not a football business, mind you. He's in the brand business, having a successful brand business that he can afford to pay the most and get no results. I appreciate y'all letting me talk to you. Thanks. Take care.
Let the church say amen.
Hey, Freddie, that's why I always say Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
That's why don't come near no well near me, Jerry. He can sell water to a well. And I'm not talking about the well that's in the ocean. I'm talking about one of those wells where you got to wind that bucket down there.
Yeah.
And dip it in and get that water out. Like they used to do back in the day. That's the well I'm talking about.
Yeah, Jerry's fishing pond is never devoid of fish. It doesn't need restocking, mainly because he has got more money to burn with the brand, like he mentioned, of the Dallas Cowboys. No matter what they have not done championship-wise, that brand does not show any signs of weakening. And Jerry Jones knows that's always going to be good for business. In DOJ land, the definition of Jones. He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. Thanks for joining us on Love Friday, Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Progressive Insurance. Get renters insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Do yourself a favor and visit Progressive.com.
ESPN Radio's NFL Rankup from the top 5 head coaches.
Andy Reid is still the standard, folks.
We all know it's Big Red, okay? It's Andy Reid, obviously.
Andy Reid, he knows what's going on. He's the best coach in the NFL right now.
To the top 5 pretenders.
The Minnesota Vikings.
The Chicago Bears.
The Miami Dolphins.
Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
And everything in between. This is ESPN Radio's NFL Rankup. Top 5 Super Bowl contenders.
Oh, I can't wait for Harry Douglas and you out there to stomp on this, but my list is my list, and my list is my list. So there. These are my top 5 Super Bowl contenders when it comes to the National Football League. Let's not waste anybody's time.
Number 5.
At first, I was going to put the Los Angeles Rams here. But that back soreness regarding Matthew Stafford, that's giving me pause for the cause. So I take them out. I'm inserting the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff is going to play at a terrific level, just like he did last year. I know his would-be, Ben Johnson, the offense coordinator, is now head coach of the Chicago Bears, but they still got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery coming back, the second-best offensive line in football behind the Philadelphia Eagles. They got studs in the outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Sam Laporta is a quality all-pro kind of tight end. And the defense will not have 22 injuries like they had last year. Those things don't happen in back-to-back years of defenses. Maybe the Chargers, but not the Detroit Lions. Aiden Hutchinson being back, keep an eye. Jack Campbell's going to continue to raise up to be one of the better linebackers if he's not there already in the middle of that defense. And the secondary with Terrion Arnold and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. They get DJ Reed from the New York Jets to play corner. That shores at that spot. Amik Robinson, an underrated guy that nobody talks about as a nickel back in the secondary. Detroit, I thought, succumbed to the pressure last year. There won't be as much pressure on them this year. That makes them even more of a Super Bowl contender. I have the boys from Motown at number 5.
Number 4.
Them Buffalo Bills. This is not just for Christine Lisi, our sports and anchor goddess. The Buffalo Bills are always going to be in the mix. They're always going to be a team that, at worst, will get to the divisional playoffs. No matter who they lose on defense, they keep playing well, whether it's Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau. Now they add Joey Bosa to the mix, where he wanted to play as many snaps. He can be that designated pass rusher they thought they were getting last year from Von Miller, but he was not able to do it because of injury, and also he just ran out of gas. But offensively, I know the James Cook situation is out there, but Josh Allen's feeling okay. They'll make that work. Ray Davis will get a little bit carries early in the season. They'll work out the James Cook deal. They got Joshua Palmer, Keon Coleman, and wide receiver Khalil Shakir. Won't have to do everything. Keon Coleman's going to make a big step up. That offensive line's got a bunch of bouncers in the club in Eastern Europe that if you act the fool, they kick you out, throw you into the water. That team is always going to be in the mix to compete for a Super Bowl. I got the Bills at number 4.
Number 3.
It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. They got that new no-fly zone that Harry Douglas loves, and you know what? I don't blame him. They got guys in the secondary. You say to yourself, you may complete some passes, but it's going to hurt. We got Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Jai Alexander, Marlon Humphrey. But there's a certain guy on the other side that could be the best defense for the Baltimore Ravens, and that's their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. No matter what the defense does not do, he has more than enough game and a team where they can score anywhere from 30 to 35 points. Sometimes the best defense is your offense. That Ravens offense, once again, is going to be special. He had 43 touchdowns and 4 interceptions last year. He may not do that again, but there could be even more dangers with Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, and Mark Andrews will leave that in the past about what happened in that playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. The Ravens are legit. I have them at number 3.
Number 2.
Yeah, that Kansas City Chiefs team. People try to forget because of what happened in the Super Bowl, how they got the stank beaten out of them by the Philadelphia Eagles, that they were a 15-2 team with an offense that we're not used to seeing, meaning bombs away, big plays all over the place. And what did they do? They did what they did the last time. They had offensive line problems. They believe they solved those problems by having Josh Simmons at left tackle. They also have Jalen Moore. They believe that problem is going to be fixed. They're one of the best guards in football, and Trey Smith, the right guard position, and Cree Humphrey is no joke at center. But that defense, that defense carried the way. This year they won't have to do that as much because the offense is going to be better. Xavier Worthy's going to be a big play guy. Rasheed Rice, too bad with him, but they seem to find somebody that will step up until that guy gets back. And Travis Kelce will not look like an old man like he looked at times with Kansas City. They are number 2 on my list.
Number 1.
They're the best team in football right now on paper. And if anything, nobody's talking about them, which is just the way the Philadelphia Eagles like it. They can just go about their business, have Jalen Hurts be that quiet storm at quarterback, Saquon Barkley doing his thing at running back, the wide receivers are studs with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Dallas Goedert continues not to get as much love as he should at the tight end position. But then the best part of this team is going to be their defense. They're going to be a top 5 defense. Their starting 11 is as good as any starting 11 in the National Football League. The front 4 led by Jalen Carter, the linebackers led by Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean, and in the secondary, we got guys like Reed Blankenship, Quinyon Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean. They were the best in the regular season and in the NFC and in the postseason. They'll do that once again. The Eagles, Harry Douglas, my top Super Bowl contender with them at 1, Chiefs 2, Ravens 3, Bills 4, Lions 5.
I'm so disappointed in you, Freddie Coleman.
I didn't put the Falcons in there?
Heavily disappointed in you. Looking at this list, and I say to myself, my gosh, where are the Los Angeles Rams, number 1? Where are the Washington Commanders? You have teams like the Denver Broncos, the Houston Texans, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Vikings, the Green Bay Packers. None of these teams are in your top 5 when it comes to Super Bowl contenders?
No. It's a 5 list, not 8, not 9.
I am appalled.
10. I thought you Harry Douglas. I thought you Harry Douglas the 4th.
You're right. I done seen and been through everything it is to see and go through. I am not appalled. I told a little white loud is love Friday.
All kinds of cream. All kinds of alabaster.
And we know we cream lovers now.
But Harry Douglas mentioned a couple of teams that did not make my top 5 that are part of the best division in football. Is it appalling to call the NFC North that best of the best in the NFL? Will Harry agree? Will I agree? Will we disagree? You'll find out next on Love Friday, Freddie and Harry. Cream included on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
50 states in 50 days takes us here
to the great state of Wyoming!
Arizona!
Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. Guess who's coming to town?
Let's get after it.
We can already smell the cheese curds here, and it's like 11 a.m.
50 states in 50 days. This is SportsCenter on tour.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Every room is filled with savings this week during the House Full of Savings event at Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Get hundreds of dollars off every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get a $50 labor credit for every 100 feet of carpet or floors purchased. And here's a bonus. Get up to $1,000 rebate on Pergo floors. Plus, get $200 back on every $1,000 you spend on furniture and rugs. And buy it all with 2 years free financing. The House Full of Savings event going on now at Carpet Weavers.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus Kids Mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Why visit Freedom Roofing for your roof repair or replacement? Just listen to what satisfied customers are saying.
Freedom Roofing was quick to respond, reasonably priced, and their quality was excellent.
They found an immediate issue, patched it on the spot, and later replaced our entire roof. We couldn't be happier.
For local, trusted roofing done right, visit freedomchampaign.com or call 217-393-6000 today.
Why use Lands Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry. From a basic sewer pipe repair to replacing a sewer main, installing a water line to installing a septic system, installing underground utilities for a new construction project to rehabilitating the old pipes under a school. Lands has the most versatile and experienced team in the industry. Residential, commercial, and industrial, when it comes to your underground pipes, think Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Ant Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Ant Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as Slip-Ins? And I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
I'm so
Only 2 divisions last year had 3 teams make the playoffs. The AFC West and the NFC North. So which one could be better than the other this year? Love Friday. It's Freddie and Harry with Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman. Thanks for joining us on Sirius XM Channel 80, as well as tune in. Tell that smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers made the playoffs out of AFC West. In the NFC North, Vikings, Packers, and Lions were able to do that for that division. Harry Douglas, is the NFC North the best division in football, or what division is it according to you?
I'm going with the AFC West, and the reason why I'm choosing them, you look at the teams now. The Denver Broncos have gotten better offensively. 3 of the 4 teams made the playoffs, the same as the NFC North. But I think when you look at the quarterback position, I think there are less question marks about the quarterbacks in the AFC West than you have in the NFC North.
Okay.
When you look at Caleb Williams, is he going to come along? Is him and Ben Johnson going to finally hitch themselves together for a positive goal for the Chicago Bears? J.J. McCarthy, still questions about, hey, is J.J. going to be the guy that be able to take this team not only to the playoffs, but can win a playoff game and contend on a Super Bowl level? You look at the AFC West, Geno Smith is a really good quarterback. Justin Herbert is a really good quarterback. Doesn't have the postseason success, but he's still a good quarterback.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix, what he was able to do. And then you look at all the Hall of Fame type coaches. 3 of the 4 coaches have won a Super Bowl in the AFC West, along with Jim Harbaugh, who's won a national championship at Michigan, who is also coached in a Super Bowl as a coach for the San Francisco 49ers. That's why I'm going with the AFC West.
I love it. You're completely wrong. It's the NFC North. Although it's very compelling. What you said about those coaches, you got Andy Reid of Kansas City, Pete Carroll, Las Vegas, Sean Payton with the Denver Broncos, and Jim Harbaugh got the San Francisco 49ers to a Super Bowl where they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. But just the quality of the teams in the NFC North, and those coaches are no scrubs. Dan Campbell, Detroit, Kevin O'Connell, the Minnesota Vikings, and Matt LaFleur when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. And now you add a Ben Johnson to the Chicago Bears, where this is on Caleb Williams. You got a guy who many people believe is going to be a proven winning head coach. And Ryan Poles, the general manager, put some pieces around you on both sides of the football. The talent level, as good as it is in the AFC West, it is really good in the NFC North. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Christian Darrisaw from the Minnesota Vikings. That's just on the offensive side of the football. You look at the Green Bay Packers, what they have with Josh Jacobs, and Jordan Love can figure it out. They drafted Matthew Golden. They got guys on defense that should be able to step up for a team that gave Philadelphia a little bit more if their quarterback did not throw the football game away when guys started getting injured. And then you got the Detroit Lions. Aiden Hutchinson coming back. Offensively, got a Guardians of the Galaxy when it comes to those kind of stars and not dealing with that kind of pressure. So your compelling stuff with the AFC West is really, really good. I just look at the talent level of that NFC North. Even with the Bears could finish last in that division, could be a 9-win team potentially if Caleb Williams figures this out sooner than later with the new offense that he has in his second year with the Chicago Bears. He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. Thanks for joining us on Love Friday edition of Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. And we stay in the NFC North. We'll believe it when we see with all 4 teams in that division. Let's go to the team that the last couple of years has owned that division, and those are those boys when it comes to Detroit, Michigan.
The Detroit Lions.
What do you need to see to believe with the boys from Motown?
Number one is going to be, can that pass rush be better? I will believe it when I see it. Aiden Hutchinson last year only played in 5 games, still led them in sacks with 7.5. He's coming back this season. You have Aleem McNeil, who's coming back, DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport. These guys have to remain healthy, but also they have to really get after the quarterback. It can't just be one guy. The next person had single-digit sacks when it came to Aiden Hutchinson, who only had 7.5. Can you only imagine if he played an entire season?
Oh,
he had an opportunity to lead the league in sacks last year. In 5 games, 7.5 sacks, but it's that pass rush. I will believe it when I see it, Freddie.
What he said. Let's move on.
The Minnesota Vikings.
This team were able to win 14 games when nobody saw that coming with Sam Darnold as their quarterback. Well, now he's in Seattle. It is now J.J. McCarthy's team. What do you need to see to believe from the Purple People Eaters, in Minnesota?
I only believe it when I see it, and that's J.J. McCarthy being an upgrade over Sam Darnold, who led this team to 14-3 a season ago. And even though it was an early exit out of the playoffs to, I'm trying to remember who did they play the Rams?
Lost to the Rams, yep.
Yeah, they lost to the Rams, right? They lost to the Rams. Even though they had an early exit, J.J. McCarthy brings a athleticism that's different to the game as well. He can be an addition to the run game, but I will believe it when I see it that he is a bigger upgrade over Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'll go on the other side of football. I'll believe when I see it when people are telling me that this could be a top 10 defense in the NFC. Well, I'll believe that when I see it. Now, that's not to say they don't have the personnel. You got Jonathan Allen, the left defensive end. Andrew Van Ginkel, he was tremendous with his team. Blake Cashman, before he got injured, was among the better linebackers in football in the middle of that defense with Minnesota Vikings. And I keep waiting for Harrison Smith to get all the free safety. I'll be waiting a long time. He's still playing at a terrific level in that secondary. They do have those pieces. And they're saying they could be a top 10 defense. Well, I'll believe that when I see that from the boys in Minnesota.
The Green Bay Packers
made the playoffs last year, but it seemed to be a struggle from day one when they lost in Brazil to the Philadelphia Eagles and their quarterback got injured. So what do you need to believe and see from the boys from Titletown, USA?
I will believe it when I see it. A fast start from Jordan Love. And here's why I say that. Back in 2023, he had 11 interceptions. Well, 10 of those interceptions came within the first 9 games. In 2024, he had a total of 11 interceptions as well. Well, those 11 interceptions came in the first 8 games. So Jordan Love getting off to a fast start, which is very beneficial for the Green Bay Packers. I'll believe it when I see it.
Cosign.
The Chicago Bears.
What do you need to see and believe from a team that has a new head coach, but a quarterback under the gun in Caleb Williams in the Windy City?
Caleb Williams can actually play on time, play on schedule, play on script. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe when I see it that Caleb Williams is going to be a consistent force. Exactly. What you had to say about playing on script, he has all the talent in the world, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't make it swing. We'll see if he can do that with a guy that he won as offensive coordinator and head coach, and he's got that guy in Ben Johnson in Chicago. Who's more likely after requesting a trade to actually leave their team? Is it Micah Parsons in Dallas, or is it Terry McLaurin in the Washington Air for the Commanders? We'll get to that next on Freddie and Harry on the Love Friday edition on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast with the stars of the MCU.
Everybody's going to be talking about whether we're casting for this character.
The creators of Marvel Comics.
Spider-Man is the greatest fictional character in history.
And Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
giving you exclusive access to Marvel's adventures like never before. The official Marvel Podcast. New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
So Terry McLaurin, the outstanding wide receiver of the Washington Commanders, decided to be a hold-in and not a holdout, so he returned to camp early this week. Apparently on Thursday, he had enough of that because he does not believe the Washington Commanders value him the way he believes his value should be worth, and he decided to say, trade me since you do not want to pay me. Now, the Commanders have said they have no intention of trading Terry McLaurin. That does mean that they won't do it. But here's where we are involving this stalemate involving a valued member who was there through the bad times and now wants to be there with the good times, seemingly in the future. The Washington Commanders with their quarterback Jaden Daniels and the piece they've been able to acquire when it comes to free agency and the NFL draft. If you're doing this to Terry McLaurin, you're the Washington Commanders, what kind of message are you sending? Are you going to be a hard business corporation? Because that's what most NFL businesses and teams are. Or are you going to say, we need this guy, we're going to be a championship team? That's an answer we're looking for regarding this stalemate between the Commanders and the outstanding receiver, Terry McLaurin. In 60 seconds, the posturing goes on in Dallas.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
So reports are out there that Micah Parsons is so bent at the Dallas Cowboys, and things have deteriorated to a point that he believes he's not going to get that extension and that new contract from the land of Jerry Jones and the Cowboys organization, that he may enact drastic measures to either get what he wants or to make sure the Dallas Cowboys get that message. Okay, now that that's done, let's get to the real. Let's keep it 100. It's posturing, not so much by Micah Parsons. Yeah, him too, but also the Dallas Cowboys. This is the way they do business when it comes to paying guys who they want to pay. They always believe that it is a privilege and an honor to play for the Dallas Cowboys. It's a privilege and an honor to play in the National Football League, even though the Dallas Cowboys are a marquee franchise. If you're Jerry Jones, the way you tried this has never worked. It's not DOI, definition of insanity. It may be definition of stupidity and may cost the Cowboys Micah Parsons when it's all said and done. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
You're listening to WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons says he doesn't want to play for Dallas anymore. He posts on social media today that he wants to be traded, and he sent that message personally to team co-owner Stephen Jones. The Yankees cut right-hander Marcus Stroman. He's in the second year of a 2-year deal, but he's only made 9 starts this season. Stroman was out more than 2 months with a left knee injury. Baseball today, the Cubs shut out the Orioles 1-0. Cade Horton and 4 relievers combined on a 3-hitter. Ian Happ's sac fly in the second drives in the only run of the game. The Reds host the Braves in Cincinnati today.
Dodd to the plate. Fly ball headed to left field. It's hit well, and it could be out of here. It is! Oh, Will Benson! Oh, my goodness, an opposite field home run.
The call on WLW, a 2-run shot for Benson. The Reds win 3-2. 16-year-old Charlie Woods, Tiger's son, won't be on the U.S. Junior Ryder Cup team. He needed to finish in the top 2 today at the Junior PGA Championship.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike. Miss any of the show this week? Well, just download the podcast and catch up on the wild week, and make sure you tune in Monday beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
That's true.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
No doubt.
This is Freddie and Harry.
One of our favorites is Miss Beverly in Birmingham. Like me, Dallas Cowboys fan. I know Miss B in Birmingham's got something to say about Micah Parsons wanting out of Dallas. Miss Beverly, hit it.
What are we doing? What are we doing? It's Love Friday. I'm trying to get my house clean and listen to some Love Friday, get my body
Love
right.
Friday.
I got to stop and address this right here. This is a sideshow, people. Oh, it's a sideshow. Jerry does this. You get to a certain age, you should say, damn, I'm tired of playing these games. Stop playing these games, because who get hurt? The fan.
Miss Beverly, I'll be honest with
you. For this.
When I heard this news today, you was the first person I thought about. And then Freddie was the second person I thought about.
But you know what? I kept calling, and if Shannon would have got me on this radio, he would not been invited to no more cookouts. You hear me? He would have not been invited to any more cookouts. Transfer reporter looking for a new family member, because I would have been left in the dust.
This is Freddie and Harry.
And welcome to the best show on your radio, Love Friday style, involving me, Freddie Coleman, and Harry Douglas. You put it together, and you have Freddie and Harry presented by Progressive Insurance. Thanks for joining us, because we are here on the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80, as well as tuned in and tell that smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. If you thought Miss Beverly in Birmingham is sick of this, you know what, involving Jerry Jones and now Micah Parsons and the contract stalemate, and Micah Parsons requesting a trade away from the Dallas Cowboys. He put that on the socials earlier today. Nobody's more tired of this than a man who played for that Cowboys organization, Marcus Spears, ESPN NFL analyst, who went completely whole pig about this on NFL Live.
People have to understand how much this affects a football team that is trying to focus on winning. We have these conversations every damn year about the Cowboys. It's always some sort of noise that does not play into actually winning football games. So as opposed to me going crazy and losing my ish on TV with the contract negotiation, I'm not going to lose my mind. I circle back to what I said. Myles Garrett requested a trade. I thought that was going to be it in Cleveland. He ends up signing a whopping $40+ million a year salary deal. Hopefully that is what Micah and his agent David Mulligetta is doing. But Lord have mercy, do we have a problem if he's serious? Do we have a problem if you can't get this back to where he is actually wearing that uniform? He's the best player on the team. On a team that is absolutely going to need him with a brand new head coach. But here's the other issue I have. Why can't we ever just have a normal offseason with training camp, get ready for the season, go into the season and play football games?
The Right Reverend Marcus Spears has had enough of that church that Jerry Jones brings to the Dallas Cowboys involving money and making people wait. Let's bring in an FOFH. That means a friend of Freddie and Harry. He is Clarence Hill Jr. from All City DLLS Sports, senior right that he is. Hit him on the social, Clarence Hill Jr. All right, Clarence, Marcus Spears said that. Micah Parsons put that out there. This is your floor. Go about the latest involving this and the Jones boys and money in Dallas.
Well, at the end of the day, we all know they're going to get the deal done, right? They waited on Zeke. And they got into it with Zeke and Dak and CD. At the end of the day, they never let anybody go that they want to keep. And by all accounts, they want to keep him. But what's interesting is Jerry's used to playing the media game, but he met his match with Mike Parsons, who can play the media game as well. And he's certainly doing a good job of playing the media game, using the media, using social media to get his point across. And he basically threw out a big joker, trade me. We're going to play cards, play some spades here. He put down a big joker. Trade me here, The Cowboys, and I reported this in March, the Cowboys and Micah Parsons, according to Jerry Jones, had a meeting of the minds, handshake agreement on the richest non-quarterback deal in sports. Micah asked them to call his agent to finalize the deal. The Cowboys have not called his agent. They've publicly disrespected his agent, David Mulligetta, who was briefly named by Forbes as the most powerful agent in sports. These are all the deals he's done across the league. He's been able to get deals with everybody, but the Cowboys have not reached out, have not even engaged in any type of contract negotiations. And according to my sources, the deal that they had talked to Mike about in March, they haven't even shared that with Mulligetta. They haven't had no real substantive contract talks at all. And that's what's frustrating Mike, on top of the fact that they've taken pot shots at him in the media. If you go back to the Zeke, who Jerry does this all the time, they have fun and wants to joke. And they basically question his leadership and act like he don't want to get paid and do different things like that. And it's frustrating. I've said this many times. For the players, and it's personal. Because this is the only time they probably get a chance to get life-changing money. Jerry's been doing negotiations since '89. It's business. It's the art of the deal, whatever you want to call it. So he has fun with it. But it's personal for the players. And you're seeing it flare up, and he come right back in Jerry's face today with Micah Parsons demanding a trade.
Clarence, I'm glad you said it's personal for players. As a former player who played 10 years in the NFL, Freddie Coleman, Shannon Penn, Eric Hanneman, when we started this show, all those guys could feel it and hear it in my voice, as well as all our listeners. You can hear it in Marcus Spears' voice, because when you have a player of this caliber, it's okay to just take care of your guys. They shouldn't be doing somersaults, skydiving out of airplanes to get their money and get paid when they should be getting paid on top of things. But also when you have a Dak Prescott who feels the way he feels, a CeeDee Lamb that feels the way he feels, a Trayvon Diggs who feels the way he feels. It's too much going on, in my opinion, that if you're going to pay Micah Parsons regardless, can you just allow it to be business, not on this level, in the circus, so these guys can just focus on football and limit as many distractions as possible? And here's another thing, Mr. Clarence Hill. Let me ask you this. How asinine is it for Jerry Jones to think that a handshake deal is feasible when the player's agent isn't in the room with him?
No, it makes no sense. And they've tried to do this end around and try to negotiate deals with players before to try to get a better deal and let them tell it we didn't try to get over on Mike. We gave him a real good deal. It's the best deal. It was the richest deal in sports. But again, there are details. There's always details and wording. There's how the money is paid out. It's not just about the paragraph 5. It's not just about the signing bonus. It's how it's paid out, how the money is paid out. And that's why you need the agent there. So, Micah feels they try to take advantage of. The agent feels they try to take advantage of Micah, get in the room by himself. That's clearly what they're trying to do, because they're trying to cut out the agent. Why are you trying to cut out the agent? You don't do any of your dealings when you're making all these oil and gas deals. You have counsel. And it should be any different here. Micah has the right to have counsel. For Jerry to act like he doesn't talk to agents, doesn't deal with agents, only deals with their principals. That's not how it works and how it should work. And so this is where we are. And the funny thing is they question Micah's leadership. They want him to come out and be a leader. Well, they're inadvertently making him a leader because all the players are following in behind Micah. He's here at camp. He's been in meetings. And you look at several players have changed their social media profiles of Micah. You see CeeDee Lamb, this happens again, just paid a man, and CeeDee Lamb went through the same thing last year. So they're creating the leaders that they want in Micah Parsons because they're following them and they're decided this is the culture they wanted. They want the players being in the foxhole with Micah. Micah being in the foxhole with the players. Well, they're in the foxhole with them against the front office.
Now, let me ask you this question, too. When you talk about a Dak Prescott and him going through this last season, also a CeeDee Lamb, I believe for our listeners, the glaring difference, right, in those two guys and Micah Parsons is those two guys never came out and glaringly said they want to be traded. Michael Parsons has done that.
Yeah, that's, again, Micah knows how to use social media to his advantage, and
That's
so
right.
he's come out and said that he feels disrespected because he saw what happened with Dak and CD. And the difference between him and Dak and CD is they did have some type of negotiation. There was plans in place to get a deal done. They didn't really start negotiating with Dak and CD until damn near training camp, okay? Mm-hmm. And so CD sat out of camp. CD didn't even come to camp. Dak came to camp and didn't sign until the morning of the season opener. CD missed all of training camp, all of the preseason before he got his deal done. And we're on the same trajectory with Micah. The difference is Micah and the Cowboys felt they were ahead of the game because they did start some type of talks in March trying to get ahead of this thing. And so that's why he's even more frustrated that they basically disrespected him and continue to disrespect his agent by not even engaging when, he asked them to engage. He asked them to talk to his agent, and they have not done that.
The great Clarence Hill Jr. from All City DLLS Sports as a senior writer. Hit him on the socials at Clarence Hill Jr., giving us the latest involving Micah Parsons wanting out of Dallas by requesting a trade on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. After all of this, what we heard from you, we all can pretty much agree a deal's going to get done. If I tell you the over-under is the week of the Eagles game and you're taking either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, which 2 days are you taking, Clarence?
We all believe it's going to get done, and it's something that Spears talked about, because I've been here a long time, and I started covering this team in '96 after the Super Bowl titles, and they won basically 5 playoff games, since the start of the 1996 season. They haven't been back to the Super Bowl since 1995. Getting it done, but are you preparing the team to win? Are you preparing the team to end this 30-year drought? And at the end of the day, we can laugh about it, but Dak's going to be the one to get blamed. Okay, it's going to be, see, Dak, you haven't gotten us over the hump. But look at the environment you're asking these players to play in. Again, Dak and CD last year, CD not being in camp, they slowed him down. Even if Micah signed before the season opened, he's not going to be at his optimal best, and usually that leads to injury when you come out there and try to give it all your all and you have not been in camp and doing football things. That is not how you want to start a season. But, yes, I do believe they'll get it done. We get a season opener certainly is on the table, just like any other week. They could do it next week if they just call the agent. But is that how you prepare a team to end this 30-year drought, unseat the Eagles in the NFC East, and get that monkey off your back?
So let me get this straight. You started covering the Cowboys after they won their last championship. So you're the reason that they have not been able to win a championship. Here, we've been blaming the wrong people all this time, like Jerry Jones and the culture. It's your fault, Clarence Hill Jr., why they haven't won a championship since then.
No, I got to answer for that. I raised champion. My daughter was a state gymnastics champion. I got a daughter that was an NAACP Image Award winner. I raised champion.
That a boy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Common denominator, not me.
Clarence, that's why we love you, brother, man. Keep us updated. We can't wait to talk to you soon. Take care and have a great weekend, too.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
One of my favorite people in the world, not just at FOFH, a friend of Freddie and Harry, but just a terrific person. He's Clarence Hill Jr. from All City DLLS as a senior writer for that sports department. Hit him on the social, Clarence Hill Jr. joining us here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. It's time to hear from you. We've had enough to say and heard from other people about the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons asking to be traded.
You heard from us.
I love talking.
Now it's your turn to weigh in.
Hello, you're on the air.
1-888-SAY-ESPN.
Hello?
1-888-729-3776.
Me and Harry both agree that Micah Parsons requesting a trade, that they're not going to honor that request. And I don't think he's going to mind it when he's going to wind up being the highest paid player defensively in the National Football League. So what say you about that? Requesting a trade, will he get us rich? At 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. One of our favorites is David in OHIO. Dave, what you got to say on this Friday?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. Love the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking my call. Just wanted to give this out to Harry. We appreciate you sharing those silky smooth pipes with us. And as much as we love your offer to join the Falcon fan club, my wife's a Falcon fan, so that covers 50% of the family. So thanks anyway.
That's what I'm talking about, Dave.
All right. Much love to you, Harry. Freddie, being a Cowboys fan, we all know how Jerry is. Jerry's ego arrives at AT&T Stadium 15 minutes before he does every day. So, I just wish we didn't have to go through this rigmarole or Harry's term every year. I mean, it's a waste of time and it's a bunch of nonsense. You have the best defensive end in the game right now, probably. Why is Jerry making these guys jump through hoops? I mean, they've already proven, year in and year out their worth. So just give them their money.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, the downhill spiral of the franchise pretty much went out the window the day he got rid of Jimmy. Jerry's ego just doesn't mesh well with these other guys, and that just, leads to all the yes men down the line. So good luck to Brian Schottenheimer. But like I said, thanks again, guys. I appreciate you taking my call. Love the show.
If anything, this could, by the way, thanks for the love as always calling in, Dave. If anything, if you're Brian Schottenheimer, this could be a rallying cry. You say, hey, don't worry about that guy up there. Play for each other. The way you defended Micah Parsons, as rightfully you should, that's what you should do. It can't be easy being the middleman that he is involved in this when you're Brian Schottenheimer, because you report to Jerry Jones. You got to let him know what's going on. But you owe an allegiance to the players to make sure they can be the best players they can be and have the best team that you can put out there, no matter what kind of distractions are coming above your head and above your title grade. But I know if I'm Brian Schottenheimer, I'm going, you know what? Don't worry about that. You guys play for each other. He's going to do whatever he wants, but don't let it affect what we're trying to do. You guys do that, handle our business, we're going to be just fine.
And I love how you have other players speaking up for Michael Parsons. One band, one sound. That's your brother. Michael Parsons is going to give his all whenever he's out there on that football field. You know that. So I love Dak talking up his guy. I love CeeDee Lamb speaking up for his guy. I love Diggs speaking up for Michael Parsons. It shows me that this team is becoming more close-knit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Didn't you see another on social media about T.J. Watt speaking up for Micah Parsons?
Yeah. T.J. Watt did as well.
When dudes from other teams are making a point to say, hey.
Well, I'm sorry, J.J. Watt.
I'm sorry, J.J. Watt. Either way, when dudes who used to play in the NFL going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame are speaking up, it's a bad look. But Jerry Jones doesn't care about that. The only bad look he cares about how much money we're going to make. And I'm going to
read to you exactly what T.J. Watt said or tweeted. Take care of your best players early. Saves money, saves headaches. The longer you wait, the higher the price. With Jerry Jones, if you don't listen to J.J. Watt, just go look at your own division. There's a guy by the name of Howie Roseman. Take a page out of his book and how he gets the contracts early before it's time to actually get to the contracts, and how much money they actually save and flexibility they have when it comes to adding to their already superhuman team roster.
Yeah, or like Kansas City does each and every year, where they take care of guys early, and the ones they don't want to take care of, they want to trade them, getting pieces in return.
Or let them walk.
Or just let them walk, because you probably got somebody in reserve that's going to be better when the long run and the long term involving Kansas City. Another David in Ohio. David, what you got to say about Micah Parsons requesting a trade that he wants out of the Dallas Cowboys organization?
Yeah, Freddie and Harry, happy Love Friday. Sound like somebody was impersonating me or something, that other David in Ohio. Anyway, Micah Parsons, more like Micah Portions, because he wants a bigger slice of that billionaire pie from Jerry Jones, but he's still living in 1996, back when Blockbuster was booming and the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl. At this rate, the only thing rushing in Dallas is the fans return their VHS tape before Micah returns to camp. Thank you.
The VHS tape. Oh man, that's lovely.
The Blockbuster video metaphor wasn't a bad idea.
Lovely.
Was not a bad idea either. Well done from both David in Ohio and David in Ohio. Keith in Arizona. Micah Parsons requesting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Keith, what say you about that?
Harry, I got a question for you as a previous player. And you're going to be a Hall of Famer, I swear to God. But, there's a common denominator here that people are not talking about. Every player eventually gets signed. We've all agreed on that and commented on that. Is it possible, you being a former player, that Jerry Jones has this worked out with the players, this circus we keep talking about? Look, we're going to raise some cane. We're going to make it controversial. You're going to get your money in the end, but we got to build this brand. Is it possible that the player is in on this circus?
I'll be honest with you, and I can only speak for myself. I don't have time for that, and I can't use the words I want to use right now. I don't have time for that bull jive. Like, sign me and let's get this thing moving. Because, see, when I played, there was a common goal. I wanted us to be locked in. I didn't want any of that nonsense. Did we have fun? Of course we had fun.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was time to be locked in, I wanted to be locked in. And if an owner or somebody would have told me, hey, we're going to say this in the media, we're going to do this, and I'm going to look in the room and I'm going to ask him why. Can you just pay me? Can we just sign this contract and move on about our business?
Especially
that's what the great teams do.
Well, that's what the great owners do as well. You have owners like Jerry Jones where his ego is always going to lead the way. It's been like that ever since he ran Jimmy Johnson out of there, because he was determined, I'm going to get credit for this. Instead of saying, hey, we're winning championships, it shouldn't matter who gets the credit. Rightfully so, it should have been Jimmy Johnson. He's the one that put that team together. He's the one that found the coaches, found the players, had that organization cooking. And then when Jerry Jones got his ego in the way, things went haywire again. Then when he turned over to Bill Parcells, got that thing cooking again. Ego couldn't take it, and he chose Terrell Owens over Bill Parcells. So we shouldn't be surprised where we are with him, because his ego is always going to be front and center. And as we've seen, his ego gets that L every time for the Dallas Cowboys.
Last thing I'll say about this as well, Freddie, can you only imagine the conversations I would have with Roddy White and Julio Jones if I was asked to do some nonsense like that? Like, we would literally laugh and be like, oh, man, we don't respect this. Man, we don't respect this. You know what?
Yeah, what's to say that they're
asking
not,
me for this nonsense? Man, come on, man.
Well, what's to say they're not having those kind of conversations right now, even without all that, in the Cowboys organization with the players? I wonder how many players getting together go, man, can you believe this ish again with this guy? Man, let's worry about ourselves, because we know other than being the product for him, he don't give a damn about us. Charles in the Bay, one of our new favorites. Charles, what do you got to say here on Freddie and Harry on Love Friday?
Hey, brothers, I'm just calling up with some love here. First off, these other broadcasters, they need to brush up on their U.S. history. There's this little document called the Constitution, and in the beginning of the Constitution, it says, we the people. Well, if you look real close, there's an asterisk, and you scroll down to the bottom, and that asterisk says, we the people deem that every American shall listen to the Freddie and Harry, the People Show. All right, so they got to catch up on that. They got to catch up on that history. Secondly, I gotta thank you both for helping me out with the client, even though you know you didn't do it. But on Love Friday seemed the perfect day to do it. So I'm transporting this client, and the conversation is a little stuffy. Trying every trick I know, still a little stuffy. Finally, I'm like, what do I got to lose? I look at him and I say, hey, you ever heard the Freddie and Harry show? He kind of gives me the side eye. I turn it on. Halfway through the show, you hear a few chuckles coming out of him. At the end of the show, he was smiling and reminiscing. So I owe you both another reason why you're the People Show.
Wow, fan. Hey, Charles in the Bay.
Deep, Charles.
Number one, thank you for that. Number two, well done by you to think on the fly. Saying, what else do I have to lose? If this not going well, I'm going to find some happiness in this conversation, and you have somebody else sharing that happiness as a part of that conversation. Charles in the Bay, points.
Yeah, especially on Love Friday.
Exactly, because
Love Friday.
Anytime you can spread the Love Friday around, it's good for the show, it is good for your soul, and damn it, you know it is good for the country. He is Harry Douglas. Hit him on the socials at HDouglas83. I'm Freddie Coleman. You can do the same at Coleman ESPN. Thanks for joining us on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. So the AFC North had two teams make the playoffs, one almost make it, and then the Cleveland Browns. But Harry Douglas believes that all the best quarterbacks in one division are in the AFC North. Is he right, or is he? We'll find out if he gives you this word from Vivid Seats.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. Trust me, folks, I already took my daughter to the Beyonce concert. With their game-changer rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every single ticket, and I mean every last one, 1, 2, 3, even 100, is back with the 100% buyer guarantee, giving you that peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champion, Chris Canty, coming up Monday. From NFL training camps to Major League Baseball, I'll react to it all in my Upon Further Review at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code REFUEL for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code REFUEL. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code REFUEL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code REFUEL.
We all have a mission in life, something that drives us to explore, to grow, to love. And when we discover it, we're made whole. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible. We're here for you on your schedule to make your life just a little bit easier. Whatever your mission is, we're here to support it. Your life, our mission. Learn more at osfhealthcare.org/mission.
Looking for a roof you could count on? Call Freedom Roofing. Locally owned and proudly serving Central Illinois. Whether it's residential or commercial roofing or even siding, Freedom Roofing gets the job done right. With over 280 5-star Google reviews, you know you're working with a team you can trust. Quality work, honest prices, and service that stands tall, just like the flag we fly. Visit freedomchampaign.com today. Freedom Roofing, built on integrity, powered by pride.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com. Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Mark.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Ant Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Ant Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids, in all your favorite Skechers styles. Find Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Cowboys pass rusher Micah Parsons announces on social media today he wants to be traded. Parsons is frustrated with the lack of progress in contract extension talks. The Washington Commanders are one step closer to playing their home games in D.C. again. The D.C. Council voted today to approve plans for a new stadium at the site of RFK Stadium, their old home. With baseball's trade deadline now in the rear view, ESPN's David Schoenfield says watch out for the Padres.
They had holes in left field, at DH, at catcher. They filled all of those, so their offense, which was terrible at the bottom of the lineup, is now much better. Look, no sure thing they can catch the Dodgers. They're going to get to October. And I tell you, nobody is going to want to play the Padres, no doubt.
David Schoenfield on Clinton and Friends. Mariners reliever Trent Thornton is worried he might have an Achilles injury after moving to field a ground ball Thursday night against the Rangers. Thornton having an MRI today. Iowa State football coach Matt Campbell will get a contract extension through 2032. The Cyclones set a program record 11 wins last year.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
It's getting hard for me to say the thoughts of me in your apartment lingers. Getting harder to replace. You can't forget the way that
This song got Harry Douglas so excited that the microphone almost took a beating on Love Friday edition of Freddie and Harry. He's Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman, presented by Progressive Insurance, giving new meaning to the words mic check on Sirius XM Channel 80, as well as tune in and tell that smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. Now, I'm a fan of this song as well. I love Giveon. He's terrific. And I love the song Keeper. But apparently, Harry Douglas, not as much as you do when you're just knocking over inanimate objects, getting your flow on, because Giveon was getting his flow on with Keeper on Love Friday.
So I close my eyes and I really begin to feel the song, not realizing that this microphone was very, very close to me, and I accidentally hit the microphone, folks.
Those big microphones will do it every time.
No, the microphone will do it every time. Oh, man.
I see
how you tried to slip big in there.
I really did.
The microphone will do it every time.
I really did. And you caught me on that one. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're 34 days away from the beginning of the NFL season. We had preseason football last night with the Los Angeles Chargers and the Detroit Lions, part of Hall of Fame weekend. Congratulations to all the guys going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. All the festivities and ceremonies happening tomorrow, noon Eastern time on ESPN and the NFL Network. But you look at the AFC North. The 4 quarterbacks in that division. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, Baltimore Ravens. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, a 4-time MVP when he played for the Green Bay Packers. As you like to call him, Joey Grapefruit, Joe Burrow, the quarterback of Cincinnati, who was in that MVP conversation, probably will be in that MVP conversation every year. We don't know what's going to happen in Cleveland. It could be Kenny Pickett, although Shedeur Sanders has had a fantastic last couple of days of camp. That's got people excited about maybe potentially get some playing time. You believe it, Harry Douglas, that the AFC North could be the best quarterback division this year in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I know it is, Freddie Coleman. I believe it, I guess, to the 10th power. So I guess I do believe it.
Yes, you do. Just a
but
little
I
bit.
actually know it. Like when you have 2 elite quarterbacks in that division, you look at Joe Burrow and also Lamar Jackson, there's nowhere else in any other division where you see that. And I'm talking about elite quarterback. You have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he's in the AFC West. But then you also have Josh Allen. He's in the AFC East. You have 2 in the AFC North. And then you couple in Aaron Rodgers. And I get it, folks. He hasn't been the Aaron Rodgers that we are so accustomed to seeing. Mm-hmm. But the Aaron Rodgers that we seen last year, especially the tail end of the season, a lot of people would beg to have those kind of stats.
Right.
Right, it's not like he's just a chip off the old block and he can't throw the football. I believe the situation and the circumstances that he's in with the Pittsburgh Steelers is better than the circumstances and the situation that he was in with the New York Jets. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be a better quarterback. Now, the Cleveland Browns, okay, they're the Cleveland Browns. I don't even know what to say about their quarterback position right now.
You said it all, though.
But so I just leave them, and even leaving them out of it, I just still believe that the AFC North, from a quarterback perspective, is the best division when it comes to quarterbacking.
Potentially, it could almost be the NFC East with Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia, Jaden Daniels in Washington, and Dak Prescott in Dallas, based on regular season, of course.
Yep.
The New York Giants are the Cleveland Browns of that division. I know they got Russell Wilson as their quarterback. At the rate they're going in that schedule, we could see Jackson Dart sooner than later with the New York Giants. But I'll give you the division. I think, if not by the end of this year, definitely by next year, we'll have the best quarterbacks in one division. And that division is the NFC North. Potentially, Caleb Williams in Chicago, Jared Goff in Detroit, Jordan Love in Green Bay, and J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota. 3 of those teams last year made the playoffs. And J.J. McCarthy, and you pointed out perfectly, stepping into such a great position for a man who has not started an NFL game, and now he gets a chance to play with that offensive line, those wide receivers, and Kevin O'Connell calling plays as his head coach. If form holds like I think it's going to hold, I think by next year we'll be calling the NFC North the quarterback class of the NFL divisions, because all 4 of those guys have the potential to make their teams very, very good in one division.
Well, I would say this. I also like the NFC East. When you look at a Jaden Daniels, who's an MVP candidate, you look at Jalen Hurts, who's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a guy who came in second in MVP voting back in 2022. And then you also look at Dak Prescott, and we know the level that he has to play at in order for the Dallas Cowboys to have a chance at, number one, making the playoffs or anything on that level when you talk about on that scale of things. So, I'm not going to be too shabby about the NFC East, but when you talk about the NFC North, can Caleb Williams, can he be that guy? Can he move forward and be on schedule with Ben Johnson's schedule? And then J.J. McCarthy, there's no quarterback in a better situation in their first or second year heading into the National Football League than J.J. McCarthy. Everything is around him from offensively and also defensively. So let's see if both those guys can actually get it done.
Yeah, both of those divisions are going to be a lot of fun to watch in the AFC North and the NFC North. Whether it's a quarterback play, the defense, the coaching's going to be a lot of really good football in both of those divisions coming up this season, with the season 34 days away. Thanks for joining us. It's Love Friday on Freddie and Harry. I'm Freddie Coleman. He's Harry Douglas. Thanks for joining us on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and Sirius XM Channel 80. We stay in the AFC North. It's time for the Believe and the See, involving all 4 teams in that division. The best thing about that division, not one team can stand the other. It is like a square of hate involving the AFC North. Let's start with the team that the last couple of years has owned this division.
The Baltimore Ravens.
They got the AFC Championship game 2 seasons ago. Fell short versus Kansas City. had one of the better records in quarterback performances we saw last year with Lamar Jackson, but lost in the divisional playoff round to the Buffalo Bills on the road. So what do you need to see to believe from the Baltimore Ravens in 2025?
Freddie, it has nothing to do with the regular season because we know this football team, and also at the quarterback position, they're elite in the regular season. It's all about, can Lamar Jackson be elite in the postseason? I will believe it when I see it. Not that I don't believe in him,
right?
But I will believe it when I see it because we have not seen it up until this point.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it that defense is going to be better with all the personnel that they have. Now, that secondary, I think, is going to be hellacious. But can you get that kind of pass rush? Kyle Van Noy had a renaissance last year. He was spectacular coming off the edge, having double-digit sacks for the Baltimore Ravens. And now you add those pieces in the secondary. It has all the makings of being a top-flight Class A1 defense. But I'll believe when I see it because I heard that last year. And boy, oh boy, they look like a Class Z defense before they finally got that going just a little bit, even though that was not up to the Ravens standards, what we used to see with them playing defense.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Offensively, fantastic. Defensively, yuck and poo. With all of that, they almost got to the playoffs anyway with a 9-8 football team. So what do you need to see and believe with the boys from the Queen City?
I'll believe it when I see it that Al Golden is a huge difference maker for the defense of the Cincinnati Bengals. This is Al Golden, who was a defensive coordinator for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He comes over in his first year for the Cincinnati Bengals. They no longer have their old defensive coordinator. Can his scheme, and from a schematic standpoint, can that change some of the things that allow Cincinnati to be better defensively, more so than they were in 2024?
I'll believe it when I see that the running game is going to take a step up and reduce all that pressure on Joe Burrow. Now, Chase Brown wasn't bad last year. Almost 1,000 yards rushing, average of 4.3 yards a carry, and had 54 catches out of the backfield. So he and Samaje Perine, even though Perine thinks a little longer than two playing running back, but Chase Brown can be that guy. If you can increase his carries, then that not only helps your quarterback, but it helps your defense. Now, your defense may not be in as many shootouts. They can get a little more rest instead of just gulping down Gatorade and running back out there because the offense was scoring either too quickly or giving the ball away, especially early in the season. So I'll believe that when I see it, that the running game will be a better complement to Joe Burrow. He's been fantastic. Just to think how much better he can be if the running game's able to step up and be counted.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
They got that Aaron Rodgers guy. I think you've heard of him, now playing quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They also re-signed T.J. Watt to the largest contract for a non-quarterback in NFL history. So what do you need to see to believe from the boys in the Steel City?
I need to see it to believe it. It's all predicated off the offensive line, offensively, for me. And 4 to 5 starters going into this season are in year 2 or heading into year 3. They've really, the Pittsburgh Steelers, that is, have invested into this offensive line the last 3 seasons. I'll believe it when I see it. Number one, that they're mauling people. That means that Caleb Johnson and also at the running back position, Jaylen Warren, those guys are dominant in rushing the football. In Pittsburgh, it wouldn't surprise me if they're top 5 in rushing the football. But also that offensive line being dominant means that Aaron Rodgers is protected. True. Something that Russell Wilson and Justin Fields were not last year when it came to the offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I believe it when I see it. That offensive line growing and mauling people, winning the line of scrimmage.
I'll believe it when I see it if they think Aaron Rodgers is going to be that guy. 42 years of age. He's been wowing people in training camp. That's all well and good. When you're doing that against paper, air, and grass, congratulations. But at a certain point, you got to go up against guys in uniforms that want to knock your head off and keep you from having that renaissance or having that rejuvenation in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, he's looked great in camp. All right, I'll buy it. I hope he is looking great in camp because if he's not, it could be a long season. They think they can be a contender in the AFC. It's all Aaron Rodgers. I'll believe that when I see that.
The Cleveland Browns.
More than likely, they're going to be last in the division. It's not like they don't have talent. I think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. That may not matter. So what do you need to see to believe from the boys along the banks of Lake Erie, Harry?
Oh, Freddie. Everything. I mean, it's the Cleveland Browns. Freddie, everything. Everything that you can imagine. Because it's not like this team has been very good lately. I'm going with everything. Everything that you could possibly think of, Freddie Coleman. Every last thing.
I'll go with one thing. I'll believe when I see it that they're going to decide on a quarterback sooner than later. They keep telling us that they want to make a decision sooner than later. Normally, right around this time, you would think you're leaning to exactly who that quarterback's going to be. Maybe it was going to be Kenny Pickett, but then he suffered an injury. So now Shedeur Sanders has been able to make the most of his opportunity the last couple of days. Same thing with Dylan Gabriel. And Joe Flacco is not going to be out of the mix, although I can't believe they're going to carry both veteran quarterbacks or carry 4 quarterbacks. So I'll believe it when I see it, that they say they're going to decide on a quarterback and make that decision sooner than later. Because right now, that soon is not going to be soon enough in Cleveland regarding that position at quarterback. With Harry Douglas, I'm Freddie Coleman. Appreciate you joining us when it comes to Love Friday, Freddie and Harry. Always hit us up on the socials at Coleman ESPN and at H Douglas 83. And we're always going to be determined to make sure that when Monday rolls around, you have more money in your bank account than when you went into the weekend. Hit that number, tries to make sure your bank account gets hit and hit good. Next on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Diving play, Keith, throw to first, got him.
The Detroit Tigers storm into Philadelphia to face the Phillies. Coverage begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Tell me about Gale Frericks Trucking.
We're doing great right now with freight and drivers. We do have a couple of spots. For July, I'm going to go ahead. We did last month, and it was great, and it filled up what we had available. I'm going to go ahead and do a $4,000 sign-on bonus for the month of July. And with the reminder that the drivers that are with us when harvest starts will be the first ones that have the opportunity to haul grain in the fall. There'll be about 4 or 5 of those spots open. That means they're home every night. They're making a good paycheck every day. Now they do have to work on the weekend some during harvest because that's all dictated by the weather, but we have several people that enjoy doing that.
You bet.
So if somebody is interested in that, get on with us now, get some regional work in, and be ready to go harvest in the fall.
Give us that contact information.
Email me at timo@gftlog.com or call 765-793-7131 and hit 4 when the auto attendant answers.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance. And they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today. 217-586-3863. Or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars Late Models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
And on the SEC Network.
theaters now. Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four is the #1 movie in the world.
Yes! Hell yeah!
It's unlike anything Marvel has done before.
We face a danger that has threatened our family.
And now it's certified fresh.
I will not sacrifice my child for this world, but I will not sacrifice this world for my child.
And it's one of the best superhero movies of all time. Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four in theaters now. Rated PG-13. Some material may not be suitable for children under 13.
Hey, did you miss Clinton and Friends?
Deion Sanders is one of the most famous human beings in the United States of America, and he was willing to get in front of cameras and literally talk about the failure of his bladder and how it affects his day-to-day life. Some humans we know have too much pride for that. A lot more humans we know would never reveal such a thing and hide in the woods for the rest of their lives if they were in a position like that and had to face that situation going forward.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Coming September 2nd to ESPN Radio, The Rich Eisen Show.
Kevin O'Connell is the reigning coach of the year of the National Football League. Good to see you, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing well, Rich.
He's the general manager of the Tennessee Titans. He's Mike Borgonzi here on the program. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing good, Rich.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers is none other than Jim Harbaugh.
Good to see you.
Rich Eisen, coming September 2nd, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
As summer rolls on, football rolls in, and ACC Network is hitting the road from coast to coast.
Let's go, let's go.
17 schools, 17 stops.
I'm always ready to talk some ball.
Come ride with us on the road to kickoff.
We're going to a new school every single day.
It's one of the most exciting times of year.
ACC Football Road Trip continues through August 19th on ACCN and streaming live on the ESPN app.
Amber and Ian.
Dylan Raiola is going to be a household name come November. The quarterback of Nebraska, he had a very solid freshman campaign. Watch out for Nebraska and Dylan Raiola. I think Nebraska could be a 9-win regular season type team, and then with a bowl win, they haven't won double digits in over a decade. In year 3 with Matt Rule, watch out. They're going to be better, but it all starts with the quarterback.
Amber and Ian. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
Cloudy was the day when sunshine came into my life and made it brighter.
Love Friday, Freddie and Harry with Harry Douglas on Freddie Coleman on Sirius XM Channel 80, as well as tune in. And don't forget to tell your smart speaker to bring that sunshine in and play ESPN Radio. Baseball action tomorrow night as the Philadelphia Phillies will host the Detroit Tigers, a battle of two teams, one in first place, one near first place. Presented by Progressive Insurance. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern time, so catch it on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Is it going over?
I think we're over.
Or will the under hit?
It's a lock, right? Wrong.
This is Hit That Number.
Courtesy of the Eric Hanneman and the socials. Eric Hanneman, one of our 4 horsemen. He makes sure that the number's going to be there. This way, the numbers in your bank account will be a lot better on Monday than they were on Friday. And right now, he is about an hour and 10 minutes away from his vacation starting, where he's going to be gone for a little bit. So, Eric, we're glad that your body and mind are here together. Let's hit that number.
Hold it, E-Dog.
Body's here. I don't know about the mind.
This is the 4 horsemen. So let me hear you make a horse noise, E-Dog.
Attaboy. Well done. And down the stretch he comes.
Hit that number.
All right, we're going to start at the W tonight. Fever and the Wings. No Caitlin Clark, but Paige Beckers, who became the quickest to 400 points and 100 assists, tied with Cynthia Cooper through 22 games. Her number tonight is 18.5 points versus the Fever. Right. So, Harry, you going over under 18.5 for Paige Beckers tonight?
Yeah, I'm going over. In her last 2 games, she's gone over 18.5 points. And I don't think enough people are actually talking about Paige Beckers and the job that she has done in her rookie season. So let's amp that up a little bit more, folks. I'm talking about everyone, national media. How about we give Paige Beckers the love that's deserved? This is a player that's been balling out. She's leading the Dallas Wings in scoring with 18.3 points per game. Shout out to Paige.
Yeah, I'll take the over as well. Barely, though, because the Fever defense, the perimeter defense is pretty good. They'll keep her at bay just a touch, but I think she'll make enough shots and give the Dallas Wings a chance to potentially upset the Indiana Fever. I'm with you. It'll be over, but it'll be close.
Major League Baseball has done some cool things over the years. You had the Field of Dreams game. Tomorrow night, you have the MLB Speedway Classic in Bristol, Tennessee.
Yes.
At the Motor Speedway in Tennessee. So the Braves and the Reds are going to face off. So, Harry, your Braves, Spencer Strider's on the mound. Fred, I'll start with you, though. Over under 6.5 strikeouts in that Motor Speedway Classic for one Spencer Strider.
Yeah, they got a lot of free swingers in the Cincinnati Reds, so I'll take the over involving Spencer Strider. There's going to be a lot of swing and misses. There's not going to be a lot of guys taking third strikes. He can bring that heat. He's got a devastating slide in the inside part of the plate. Yeah, I think he gets 9 strikeouts. I'll take the over on that one.
Yeah, I'm going with the over as well. Spencer Strider, he is our ace down here in Atlanta for the Braves. 3 of his last 4 starts, he's gone over 6.5. Might as well go with them now, especially in such a pivotal matchup in a major venue.
College football season right around the corner, fellas. Courtesy of ESPN Bet, we got some futures. The Texas Longhorns win total is at 10.5. Harry, you going over or under 10.5 wins for the Texas Longhorns?
I'm going over. The only game I feel like Texas is going to lose is versus the University of Georgia, and they play Georgia in Athens this season. So I'm going over.
Oof. I'll go over, but do not be surprised if they lose opening night to Ohio State. College football, 22 days away from week 0. Then after that, the big Labor Day weekend blowout, the jamborees, I'm going to call it, from Thursday through Monday. But they'll get the 10.5 wins. But man, oh man, do not be surprised they lose to Ohio State opening night at the Big Shoe in Columbus.
Talked about wild cards yesterday on this show in the NFL. I think Travis Hunter might be one of the biggest ones, playing on both sides of the ball. The Jaguars win total sitting on ESPN Bet is 7.5 wins. It's an interesting one there. Are you going over under 7.5, Freddie, for the Jaguars this season?
I'm going to go under. I think they get to 7. I know the division's not any good, but they also play the Bengals. They play the 49ers. They play the Chiefs. They play the Rams, the Chargers. Well, good luck there. So I'm going to take the under involving Jacksonville in year 1 of Liam Cohen going Duval.
I'm going to go over because I feel like the Jaguars have to, and especially quarterback Trevor Lawrence. I'm going over.
This last one here is Patriots, 8.5 wins. You guys have been on opposite sides. Over under 8.5 wins for the Patriots, Harry.
I'm going over. Book it. They will make the playoffs in 2025. I said it here on Freddie and Harry.
Yeah, find a different book. Go under. The book that he's reading about them, that's a bad book. The book that's supposed to be on them under, that's the book you should be reading. So Micah Parsons wants a trade from Dallas. Terry McLaurin wants a trade from the Washington Commanders. Who plays a more crucial role in each team's success? That's next.
Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
You've seen the headlines, heard the debates.
The three-point ball has created a monotonous rhythm to the game, and others.
Has the three-pointer ruined basketball? And how did we get here?
The rise of the three-point shot can be partially traced to an eccentric Kansas genius named Martin Manley,
whose story didn't turn out quite the way he imagined.
I decided I wanted to have one of the most organized goodbyes in history.
30 for 30 podcast presents
Chasing Basketball Heaven.
Available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Meanwhile, at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World Command Center.
Paul, we have extreme heat warning. Summer 2025 is a hot one in Champaign-Urbana.
That's trouble for garage refrigerators.
One just went down in Rantoul. They need delivery right away, Paul.
Put them on for tomorrow. What's going on down here in Fisher?
It's a window air conditioner going out.
Can't have that. Good thing we deliver and install window ACs. We have plenty in stock.
Garage freezer NB man. Customer wants a technician out right away. She's afraid her beef is thawing.
Hate it when that happens. We have a tech in the area. Send Nate right over.
Copy that.
Team, it's like we talk about. At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, we know what hot weather can do to home appliances. More importantly, we're always ready for the heat with fast, friendly repair service and delivery, plus the largest selection of appliances in Champaign-Urbana.
Paul, customer in Muhammad, needs a portable dehumidifier ASAP. Says his tools are rusting out from the humidity.
That can happen. We have dehumidifiers for pickup or fast delivery. Remember, at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you get the whole store.
Wow!
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheeseburgers, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Registered broker-dealer. Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.